action featuring PDXFC and FCM Portland. Hi everybody, I'm Dave Hall. I'll be doing the play-by-play tonight. Working with me, my broadcast partner, JB Cunha. And JB, this is a close to the end of the season matchup. These two teams are nearing the end of their season. They both play in the Northwest Conference of the NPSl. They have met twice already this year. FCM Portland coming away with a 3-0 victory in the first meeting, and PDX Portland coming up with a win in the second meeting, 2-1.
Absolutely. Really important match for the end of the season here. FCM's got a good chance at playoffs. If they win today's match, they can play for a tie on their last game of the season. So all chips on the line for FCM, and I believe both teams are playing a very similar formation today, so we should see a lot of 1v1 action. Really excited for that.
All right, thanks for joining us here at Oregon Sports Beat. If we're looking down there, we look at the PDXFC bench. You can see they've got little squares laid out on the ground. What are they doing there?
So right now, the coach is really breaking down both teams' formation. What I assume is happening is that PDX is being represented by the yellow cones, FCM is being represented by the orange cones. Both teams typically approach matches with a 4-3-3 formation. That's 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 attacking players. So it looks like he's giving just some instructions on who's got who, as we like to say it. So everybody's got good coverage on defense, and you know how to attack going forward. This
is National Premier Soccer League action here on Oregon Sports Beat. Thanks for joining us. I've got great news for you with regards to our broadcast on Oregon Sports Beat. Coming up this Sunday, it's the Clark County Senior All-Stars Boys Soccer Game. It's hosted by the Washington Timbers, and it features the top high school talent in the area. That game starts at 7 o'clock. It's live here on Oregon Sports Beat. And then beginning next month, we'll have Oregon's top teams battle for the Men's Open Championship of the Oregon Open Cup. And that'll feature the top men's team from around the state. And Oregon Sports Beat will be covering those games. We'll have semifinal action and final action. We'll be bringing you all those games. If you go to OregonSportsBeat.com, we'll give you all the information on the dates and on the start times for those two events. But tonight, it's National Premier Soccer League action. We talked to Coach Sergio Medel of the FCM Portland, and he told us, well, he didn't say we don't have to win this game. You got to win every game you play. But he did say we could survive not winning this game as long as we win the next game that we have coming up on Saturday.
Yes.
To move forward in playoff action. On the other hand, PDXFC, I think they have to have this game tonight. I'm not quite sure of the standings on that, but I think they're more in line with they really need this game tonight. So it's a big game for both these teams. If FCM Portland wins, they're in a position where they could have a draw next week and still make the playoffs.
And going into a last game of the season, being able to play for a tie is a huge advantage. Even though you don't go into it going for a tie, you always want to win. It gives them a bit of insurance so they can move on to the next round.
JB, we've had you on our show before on Sports Beat TV, and we've talked to you a couple of times. Tell our fans a little bit about your soccer background, your futsal background.
Yeah, absolutely. Brazilian, grew up in Brazil, moved here, played high school ball, played some semi-professional indoor soccer, some amateur soccer here with IPS. I've played with or against probably 50% of the kids that you see on the field here today. And right now I'm really dedicated to futsal. Just helping out with the national team, both playing and coaching. So that's a little bit about me. Also played in college here locally in the city of Portland.
You're involved with the futsal national team. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with that.
Yeah, so I do. I was just playing with the national team. We went to the World Cup in Argentina.
Wow.
How'd
you do?
We did really well. We got invited last minute to fill in for Canada, who canceled short notice, and so we definitely performed better than expectations given the short notice. Scored about 3 goals, so I would take some memorabilia home, stories to tell the family. So that's the latest that has happened. Some youth stuff coming up in the near future, though.
All right, teams are down on the field right now. We're just about a minute or so away from the start of this game. The referees are here. 4 referees. We've got a head referee, 2 linesmen, and then the player who sits down at the table and he assists with substitutions. We have a crowd right there, so we'll be able, any action that goes on right down there, we'll pick that up. We did talk to both coaches before the start of the game. Luke Babson, the head coach of PDXFC, told us a little bit about this game. We managed to ask him, how did you lose the first game 3-0 and win the second 2-1? And basically he told us they made some changes in their strategy.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. When you're playing against these teams, you get to know them, right? It's their 3rd year already playing in this league, so you start to learn a little bit more about your opponent, some of the faces that you're facing, right? And so you're able to adjust, and you got to make adjustments if you want to be successful in this league.
Right. People always talk it's hard to beat the same team 3 times in a season because you know so much about each other. These teams, this is the 3rd game them playing against each other, and so they all know a lot about each other. Starting in goal for FCM Portland, it will be Bernardo Palma. He'll have number 30 on, and starting in goal for PDXFC will be, I was just looking down at the roster because the coach told us normally they would start Marcus Dickerson, but he may be a little late, and if he is late, they're going to start Zachary Nelson in goal. By the way, Marcus Dickerson, let's see, I'm looking at the number down there. I don't believe that's number 0 that Dickerson wears. It might be 00. If it's 00, that is Zachary Nelson.
It's 00.
All right, that's Zachary Nelson in goal for PDXFC. So PDXFC and FCM Portland, we're about ready to get this started. FCM Portland in the white jerseys with the black lettering, and they will move from our right to our left. PDXFC, they'll be in the black uniforms with the white lettering, and they will move from our left to our right. Thanks for joining us here tonight. As I said, we're at Boggs Field at Kiggins Bowl. We have been here before. In fact, we were here just about a little over a month ago. On May the 19th, we were here for a game between FCM Portland and they played the Spokane Shadow. And that game was a scoreless shutout. Very frustrating for FCM Portland because they had numerous chances, just couldn't get the ball in the net.
Yeah.
We're underway. PDX with the ball. Throw-in coming up. This is a throw-in for PDX. On that throw-in, number 19, Moses Diaz. There's a ball in front, takes a bounce. JB, what is FCM doing at this point in time?
Well, it does.
Are they just feeling things out?
Yeah, the beginning of a game could be a little bit nervy. A lot of 50-50 balls, kind of like this, whereas, knockdowns. So these first couple minutes can dictate the match, so super important to start off on a good foot.
We talked to the coaching staff at PDX, and they told us they like to build the plays from the back. and come forward. They said they don't like to make a lot of those long passes downfield to set up the offense. So far, that's exactly what we're seeing.
Absolutely.
Okay, just so we're clear, the clock on the field is counting down. There are 45-minute halves, and it's counting down. The clock on our screen, I think, is counting up. So I'll try to make sure I adjust the scoreboard clock so that it reflects time counting up.
Absolutely.
All right, ball goes out.
Corner kick.
Corner kick coming up for FCM. FCM on the corner kick.
Left-footed.
So the clock over here is counting down and our clock on our screen is counting up. Okay, I got it. And I'll make the adjustment.
FCM really close to scoring a goal here.
There's a ball in the center, actually off to the left. Winger picks it up, puts it in front, shot wide left. I said winger on the left. I meant winger on the right. PDX with the ball. Zachary Nelson in goal.
And here comes Paco down the left. Watch out.
And the ball goes out.
Really good player, Paco, coming on the right side there for FCM.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, has played professional abroad. Really good in front of goal. Really has a nose for scoring. So watch out for him. He'll be dangerous tonight.
JB, I just took a look down at the bench. It looks to me like there's a whole lot more players for FCM than there is for PDX.
Yeah.
Substitute players.
Yeah, it can be very difficult playing these leagues at such a high level if you don't have a deep bench that you can rely on when there's injuries,
right?
When you need to change your strategy. So really important to keep a full, healthy roster.
Goalie Zachary Nelson sends it forward. PDX, they're in the black with the white letters, moving from our left to our right. Across midfield, they send it forward. Cleared away. And they'll send it back and start over. And back to the goalie.
Go on.
Neither team has mounted much of an attack so far.
No, PDXFC with a little more possession. They starting to string a few passes together. It's exactly what Coach Babson wants. But nothing too significant at this point.
And that goes out. Throw in coming up. Number 19 on the throw in. Moises Diaz. There's a ball forward.
It's Takumi on the ball. Really tough to get the ball back from him.
That's Anthony Herbert. And the ball goes out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. On the roster, he's Anthony. Although I know him, I call him Takumi all the time. So
I heard the coach call him that too. So
yeah,
we know who you're talking about.
okay.
Diaz has handled all the throw-ins. He'll throw it in here for PDX. We're just underway. We played 6 minutes here in the first half. No score.
Oh, good chance here. Good break.
FCM with a shot and saved by the goaltender. On the shot, that was number 19. Oh, there we go. Okay. And number 19 is Glapage Glamadan. Okay. We'll go with that for now.
Yeah, I'll let you try that one.
I did go over with the coaches all the pronunciations, and I'll try to remember that. There's the ball forward. Had a player on the wing, couldn't get it to him. Again in front and cleared away.
And Paco again feeding that ball just behind the defense. He's getting involved early. Looking like some of the biggest threat is coming from him so far for our FCM.
A ball in front, cleared away. You know, what it looks like to me so far is that FCM has at least penetrated further forward, but PDX has penetrated more often forward.
Yeah, what I've been able to tell so far, PDXFC is doing a good job keeping the ball, trying to connect short passes and keep possession. Takumi's doing a good job. That's Anthony Hebert bringing the ball down. Here's a chance.
Off on the wing to the left, pulls the ball down, shoots too high over the net.
First time the possession really turned into a good opportunity for PDX.
It was a design play, and they got the ball off to the wing on the left, and he had a wide open shot that just shot it high. Thanks for joining us here on Oregon Sports Beat. This is National Premier Soccer League action. FCM Portland and PDXFC. So we have two teams with Portland in their name playing on a field in Vancouver. But this is the Northwest Conference.
Hopefully this matchup is going to turn into a big local rivalry here for us in the near future.
For those that aren't familiar with the NPSl, FCM Portland went to the national semifinals last year back in New Jersey. They lost, but they made it to one of the final four teams in the nation.
Yeah, good accomplishment for them, something to build upon, and FCM looking to do it again this year.
And there's a ball out of bounds. Could be a throw-in coming up for PDX Portland. PDXFC with the ball, and that ball goes out again, cleared out.
FCM staying really compact out of the back here. Everybody behind the 40-yard mark here, trying to make it really compact, really hard to get through. Doing a good job so far.
8 players back for FCM. PDX trying to get the ball somehow in the middle, but you're right, JB. They really have the middle closed off right now.
Yeah, putting a lot of bodies in there, making it really difficult to navigate and create chances.
This is the goalie, Bernardo Palma. A kick, a high kick out to midfield. We're about 12 minutes into the first half. those quick short passes for PDX. They're having success moving the ball forward. They just can't get into the box there in front to get any kind of shots off.
Yeah, a lot more passing. Although when FCM goes forward, they seem to be a little bit more direct. Takes them 5 less passes to get into the danger zone on the other side of the field. So
there's a whistle and there's a foul on PDX. FCM with the ball. FCM sends it forward. Number 6 out there for FCM, that's Ryan Callahan. If you might remember, we had him on one of our Oregon Sports Beat TV shows. Off on the side, there's a shot across the front, nobody there.
Great possession for FCM right now. They probably put 20 passes together, created a good chance, and got a corner off. Good play.
Got the ball right across the front of the goal mouth, and nobody was there. Corner kick coming up. This is Ryan Callahan on the corner kick. Callahan, low kick, blocked away. Callahan with the ball, tries to send it forward. And that goes out.
Good find by Callahan here on the left side. FCM getting more comfortable on the ball and taking some possession time back.
All right, we've completed about 15 minutes of play here in the first half. 2 45-minute halves in NPSl action. NPSl action here at Boggs Field at Kiggins Bowl. This is kind of an iconic place in Vancouver sports. Football teams have played here, the soccer teams. I think the field has been around since either the late 20s or the early 30s.
Can't believe I haven't played in this place before.
Yeah, you play fields all over the world and you haven't played one in your home backyard.
Not yet. Good tackle by Middleton there in the middle.
FCM with the ball. Number 10 for FCM is Alcides Thomas.
Yeah, I know him by Paco. Today's probably the first time I saw his real first name. It's funny how in our circle you got nickname. Oh.
And he came in on goal that time. He came in on goal, tried to jump over the goaltender and came down hard. He's still down on the ground.
Yeah, even if he scored that one, looks like the referee on the side, the flag raised the flag and was calling offsides. Referee would have disallowed that goal.
Okay, you know him as Paco. We'll call him Paco.
Paco,
Paco
yes.
Thomas. By the way, players. I was looking down the roster for PDX Portland, and their oldest player is 29. Their youngest player is 18.
Yeah, I heard he scored a nice game winner as well against Lane not too long ago, perhaps maybe even last game.
And that player we're talking about on PDXFC is Alan Gayton.
That's right.
Forward. Let's see if I can pick his number out. He's number 9.
That's him defending the ball on that left side right there.
All right. PDXFC starts forward. I was quickly scanning the roster for FCM, and it looks to me like all of their players are in their mid-20s. Most of these are players who have some experience, college or semi-pro teams.
Yeah, it's a young men's game. Oh, here comes a chance.
You know, on goal, and a goalie comes out and picks that off.
Looks like his touch was just a little too long, and the keeper got there first before he could take a shot off. He's going to wish he could take that one back.
Bernardo Palma out on the save. And when you leave the net like that, you got to get to the ball, because if you make a mistake there, it's a goal. Palma with a good play. And cleared away that time.
Yeah, unlucky there. Just hit that finish. But a clear chance on goal for FCM. Both teams going back and forth right now. Good match so far.
We're approaching 20 minutes of action, and kind of your overthoughts on what you've seen in the first 20.
I am very happy that both teams seem to be creating chances. It's a well-fought battle there in the middle. I don't see a lot of long play. I see that both teams are trying to play the short passes, passing and moving, the possession game. The keeper hasn't hit one goal kick across half field because he's playing the ball short every time. So really trying to build from the back. I really like to see that.
Trying to set up people on goals rather than come down and take a long shot.
Absolutely.
PDXFC with the ball. And they'll come down the right wing. Now they'll reverse the field over to the left, and here they come forward.
Good
in the middle, leave the ball. In front, there's a trip, no call.
And that was Gaetan right there working with Takumi up front. Good chance. Unfortunate not to take a shot.
Off on a wing, goalie comes out and gets that. Zachary Nelson. Nelson in goal, he's 21. Palma in goal for FCM is 25. JB, the PDX team is having some luck coming down the left side now. They've come down a couple of times where they've moved a long way forward on the dribble and then got the ball to somebody who was at least partially open.
Absolutely. I feel like they're switching the play well. When things clog up to one side, they're finding the man on the far post, on the far end of the field, and creating some spaces and some channels for players to run into. That seems to be the ticket for success so far for them.
We are halfway through the first half, still no score. FCM Portland nothing, PDXFC nothing. National Premier Soccer League action. These are two teams in the Northwest Conference. In the middle, they send it off to the left and knocked away. And there's a ball in front, bounced around, hit a couple of people up in the air. FCM trying to clear it away. It's back up in the air, and the goalie will catch that. Looked like a center fielder in baseball. Nice throw forward. There's Paco Thomas in the middle, sends it off on the side. FCM was trying to get something in the middle and couldn't.
Yeah, unfortunate not to get the shot off that time. It all started with a keeper throw over half field. You don't always see that. Keeper throwing the ball with his hands over half field, showing some muscle there. Good job.
And Ryan Callahan and Alex White had moved forward for FC. They were in position, they just couldn't get the ball to them. Here comes the goal kick. And out to midfield. PDXFC with the ball. All right, just about everybody coming forward now. Everybody's across midfield except the goalie.
Yeah, a little high press here from PDXFC. See if they can get a quick turnover here in front of goal.
FCM comes up with the ball. Pass, they were trying to get it through that time. They'll send it back to the goalie. And that ball goes out. Number 2 for FCM, that's Peter Prescott. That time made a good rush down and then put pressure on the goalie.
Yeah.
Couldn't get free, though, to get any kind of a shot away.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground chasing down that ball, and it almost turned into a good opportunity, but the defense was able to get a quick poke the ball away and regain possession.
All right, we played 25 minutes here. We got about 20 minutes left to go here in the first half. Still no score. FCM sends the ball a long way forward. And the ball back to the goalie, Bernardo Palma. Sends it forward. Callahan.
A good chance here.
FCM sends it forward. And
Offsides.
offsides. Flag is up. Is FCM trying to open things up a little bit?
Yeah, this time they were able to catch him on a quick counter, and it wasn't by much. He was probably off by about 2 yards, but he did look off.
You know, I've been watching a lot of the women's tournament, and they have that replay in the tournament, and they've been able to determine when people are offside by, I mean, one girl was offside by her heel.
Yeah, it's been controversial, but in many ways it's helped clean the game up. So I think it's here to stay. Although we have no VAR here today.
Right. JB and I are the official scorekeepers.
That's right.
Ryan, go. Paco, make it run, Paco. Make it run, look it.
That's head coach Sergio Mendel you hear down there. He's right by our crowd mic shouting out instructions to FCM players.
Yeah, he's asking Paco to make a run, stay next to the wall over there. And there it is. He didn't see it.
And here comes PDX. Sends it forward. They have a couple of players there. Callahan takes it away. And the goalie will clear that one out, all the way out to midfield. Keeps the ball in down the right side, sends it towards the middle, knocked away.
Come on. Chris. Keep going.
I was trying to think, JB, do we have an official save in this game by either team so far?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
I don't think either goalie has had to make a save yet.
We've had chances, but nothing on target.
Exactly. Couple of balls across the goal mouth is about all we've had.
Yeah, we've had a few breakaways, a few counterattacks, a few, 4v3s, 3v2s, but nothing really turned to be a chance so far. But maybe Takumi will make one here.
And offside. Yep, offside. Linesman with the flag up. Coach Sergio is yelling at Paco Thomas again. He wants him to do something. I can't figure out exactly what it is. But he's the only player he's yelling at.
Well, Paco has been the most successful going forward, in my opinion, so far for FCM. So I think coach is relying on him a little bit.
And the goalie, Zachary Nelson, goes out and gets that ball.
Again, not a shot on target, but
it was in the area and they had somebody moving forward.
Exactly.
And they just didn't have enough lead on that.
Yeah.
Callahan sends it back.
That's Chris.
Back there on defense, that's number 3 that JB was talking about. Christopher Linz There's a shot that was blocked. All right, throw in coming up for, I'm sorry, corner kick. Corner kick coming up for PDXFC. There it is, low driving kick knocked away.
Every FCM player in the box.
There's a shot and a save, a diving save that time. That shot looked to me to be on goal.
Yeah, we can say that's the first shot on target.
Nice job by the goalie that time. Bernardo Palma got his hands out, caught the ball.
And then quickly try to find Paco up top, the only FCM player that was not in the 18-yard box at the time of that corner.
And there's a ball. Palma comes up with it. Big kick forward. We have played 33 minutes, 12 minutes left to go here in the first half. Still no score. There's a shot, wide right, just wide right. Goalie came out to cut down the angle on that shot. Took the shot and it was wide by maybe a foot.
Good job by Johnny over there. He had the last shot on target, and then now just found Takumi once again for a 1v1 with the keeper. Just couldn't find the target.
Anthony Hebert with the shot, just wide. So just here in the last couple of minutes, PDX with 3 chances to score.
Yeah, maybe a little momentum shifting their way, but both teams with clear chances so far. Nothing on target, except for the last 2 shots. But both teams could have scored the goal so far.
And that ball goes out.
No foul, says the referee there.
Quickly forward, the goalie's going to come out and kick that.
He had to. Had a forward coming in hot there.
Forward with some speed. It was Peter Prescott.
Ooh, they got numbers now here.
And the goalie will come out and scoop that up. Scooped it up right in front of Thomas. And that ball goes out. Throw in coming up for FCM. We're under 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. No score. FCM Portland, PDXFC. National Premier Soccer League Northwest Conference action. PDX with the ball. And they'll reverse the field. PDX with numbers that time, a shot, and it's blocked out of bounds.
Good job there. Looks like it was Billy Garton who created that chance for PDXFC. Really good angle, Really good shot on target. Unfortunately, took a deflection there for him.
Billy Garton, 21, a forward. Corner kick coming up here for PDX. Left-footed kicker. Send it forward. And knocked away. Oh, blocked. It's back in front. The goalie comes out. And now it's set across. Back in front, a shot, wide right.
Probably one of the best chances of the game here so far.
And that happened really quickly.
Yeah, FCM was unable to clear the ball and came back down through the right side, just over the bar of Bernardo there.
Palma with a goalie kick coming up. Cross midfield, nice long kick. And a throw-in coming up. This is it's number 21 on the throw-in. Nice long throw-in. '21 is Brandon McCurtain. And he's coming up with another throw-in here. Boy, long throw-ins.
Yeah, he can throw that ball.
FCM with a bunch of players forward. There's a shot towards the middle. Callahan comes down with it in the middle. And a collision, ball loose on the ground. FCM comes up with it. And that goes out. Throw-in coming up. PDXFC with the throw-in. PDX sends the ball back where they'll start. Over on the left. In the middle, they've got 4 players forward and a pass just wide.
Yeah, unlucky with the final pass there, PDXFC. If they're able to just calm down a little more and find that last pass, they'll get a few more chances on target.
All right, we're under 5 minutes. Ball sent forward and the goalie comes up with it. Zachary Nelson sends it out to midfield.
Let's keep it, guys. Let's keep it. Keep it.
That was Callahan with the ball. Send it forward.
There we go.
FCM, 5 players forward, now 6, trying to get something set up. And they'll send it back and start over. Now taken away. Too far forward. Under 4 minutes to play. Off on the left wing. Goalie comes out, slides, and kicks the ball away. Nice job by Nelson.
Yeah, sorry, a lot of space there in the middle for FCM. They're able to create some good possession there just outside of the box for PDXFC. And connected a few passes to create a good chance. They're unfortunate not to score here.
There's a corner kick in front. Number 19 for FCM has been doing a good job at getting forward. I think that's Elijah White.
Yeah, let's see here. That's
No, this is PDX.
yes.
Elijah White. White, one of the younger players on the team. He's 19. About 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Still no score. Long throw in towards the middle and headed away. Kick back towards the middle. Nelson, the goalie, goes up and gets that. He'll throw it forward on the left wing. PDX still with the ball.
Unable to capitalize this time, Elijah. But still good possession here. Deep into FCM's half with 2 minutes to go.
Number 19, Moses Diaz on the throw in. Ball comes right back to him. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Let's see if PDX wants to set something up. PDX still with the ball, now taken away and sent forward. Oh, there's a trip, and that will be a foul. Paco Thomas hits the deck that time.
Yeah, it looks like a yellow card as well.
Oh, okay. I was looking down at the score sheet there. It is a yellow card. Did you see who was on?
Yes, I believe it was number 6 for PDXFC.
Kevin Lowe.
Kevin's doing a good job connecting simple passes, finding his teammates early. Just unlucky to pick up that card.
Gets a yellow card, and Paco Thomas really did hit the deck on that. Long ball towards the middle and headed off, and that's going to go out. 2 minutes left to go.
Looks like the referee just ended the first half. I think that clock has stopped.
That clock, look, yes, it is stopped. All right, that is the end of the first half. After one half, our score here, it's PDXFC nothing, FCM Portland nothing. Normally this is the time during the broadcast when I recap the scoring. There's nothing to recap. Both these teams without a goal in the first half. And JB, what do these teams need to do to get something going? I mean, you can't win a game 0-0.
Good point. I would say for FCM Portland, it took them a little bit longer to get started, but Paco Thomas has been very dangerous when he's involved. And they had, late in the half, they were able to connect some good possession just outside of the box. Unfortunate not to get some more shots on target. And then for PDX, I'd say they're doing a good job finding their center forward, Takumi. He's been able to knock the balls down and find his teammates. They're also doing a good job keeping possession, but need to be a little bit more direct and just a little more quality on the final pass so they can find those shots.
Exactly. I mean, both these teams, the goalies have been playing well, but they've not been required to make many saves. I think we have one save in the entire first half. Midfielders have been playing well. The ball's been moving back and forth. But when both teams get in on the goal, they just haven't been able to make anything happen.
Yeah, I have one thing that I like to say. You got to put your shots on target, because if you don't, it's easy for the other keeper. Make the other keeper make a save. Force them to work. You got to find a target, and both teams are going to look to do that.
Well, it's not like we have a whole bunch of shots on goal. I mean, the teams just haven't been able to get shots on goal.
Yeah, I think, they have a few shots not directly on target, so keepers didn't have a lot of action. I felt like we had a few miscued shots that perhaps could have created a more clear opportunity for both teams. So
the better shots in the first half were the shots taken by PDX. They had the better shots of the few that were attempted.
yes, Anthony Takumi had a good breakaway. He will be upset not to score that goal. 1v1 against the keeper, put it just wide, about a yard out. And another one where he was able to connect with Gaetan well, and Gaetan just put it over the bar. So again, need to find the target to make it count, guys.
All right, I hope you enjoyed this broadcast here on Oregon Sports Beat. And I want to tell you about some of the things that we have coming up, because we got great soccer coming up. This Sunday, you shouldn't miss our Clark County Senior All-Star Boys Soccer game. It's hosted by the Washington Timbers, and it features the top high school talent in the area. Now, the start time on that Sunday night is 7 p.m., and that will be live here on Oregon Sports Beat. The other big thing that's coming up is the 2019 Oregon Open Cup. Now, that starts next month. Oregon's top teams battle for the Men's Open Championship. The Oregon Open Cup will feature the top men's teams from around the state, and the Oregon Sports Beat will be covering all the games, the semifinal games and the finals. You should go to our website, OregonSportsBeat.com, for more information. We'll tell you when those semifinal games will be in the start times, and then the final action, when that will be coming up, and the start times on those exciting things, especially the Oregon Cup.
Yeah, don't recall participating in many events like this in the past when I was playing men's soccer here in Portland. So really exciting for our local talent to have the opportunity to play for a bigger crowd, have games broadcasted. I think that's super important to help develop the game here for us locally.
JB, you are kind of associated now with futsal. You mentioned you're a coach on part of one of the national teams, and you've been heavily involved in that. Tell us, for people that aren't quite familiar maybe with futsal, what kind of sport it is, and maybe a little bit about what's going on.
Absolutely. Futsal is what I like to call soccer in a basketball court. So it's 5v5. The ball is heavier and smaller, doesn't bounce as much, so you keep the game on the ground. Really fast-paced, really fun.
Really fast-paced.
Really fast-paced and really fun. There's a few facilities around here in the Portland metro area that offer futsal-only locations, so go check them out.
And it's not like this is a new sport.
No.
This sport has been around
Since
all over the world
1930s.
For 70, 80 years.
Absolutely.
Some of the countries around the world play it a lot more. You mentioned you're from Brazil. I know they play that a lot more. Brazil, Argentina, places like that.
Absolutely.
You just came from the World Championship Cup in Argentina.
Yes, and I'll tell you, those South American nations really have their futsal game dialed in. Paraguay, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina. There's not a single nation out there who doesn't play this game. We're a little bit late to the game here in the U.S. Futsal has actually been in the United States for about 30 years, or maybe more than that. We just haven't really gone mainstream, but feels like there's a more of a futsal movement. We have a lot more players joining futsal programs locally.
It's a game you can play. I've seen the kids play. I mean, 5 years old, I've seen the kids playing. I think they have leagues as young as maybe 6, 7, or 8 years old.
If you have a young one and you want them to get involved in soccer, I'd say find futsal first. In Brazil, I was 12 years old before I stepped on a soccer field. Before then, it's all skills development and it's all futsal. So if you're trying to get better at the game and you've been playing for a few years, or if you're just starting to think about soccer, get your kid on a futsal club, and you'll see some huge benefits from that.
How did you get involved in our national team? How did that come about?
Yeah, good question. I've been involved with a few teams. So there's a Portland team who played on a major league futsal, like a national futsal league, and through them, I made some connections with the federation, and so when an opportunity came up, they invited me to be an assistant coach for the women's team, and opportunities with the men's and with the youth followed shortly after that. So that's kind of how I got connected with them.
What's in your future then?
Oh man, who knows? Well, in the future for futsal, it's where I'm focusing right now. So we have the U13, U14 World Cup. That's going to be in Spain in October, November, later this year. So Portland players who fit the description, keep an eye out for tryouts for national teams. We'll be hosting those locally here very shortly. If you're interested, do go find me online on Facebook. I go by João de Holanda Cunha, and I can give you my contact information. But
okay,
we'll have some of those tryouts coming up here very shortly. So that's what's top of mind right now.
And what are you doing in soccer right now?
Well, in soccer right now, I'm not doing much, to be honest. I have a 4-year-old at home, and
are you still playing?
Not outdoor. I play futsal. Yes, my wife is basically just said you got to pick one or the other. You can't do both. So because I had the connections with the federation and I was playing more futsal, and to be honest, we don't have a whole lot of people here in the U.S. who know much about futsal. We have a lot of people who know about soccer. Soccer is already mainstream here. So it's a different way for me to differentiate myself out there. So futsal was giving me more opportunities at the time, so I decided to drop outdoor soccer. But the love's still there.
What's kind of the status of the outdoor soccer, like the National Premier Soccer League? Mm-hmm. What's the status of soccer in Oregon right now?
Well, we have great representation on the NPSl with the two teams we're covering today.
We mentioned earlier that FCM Portland went to the national semifinals last year, and
that's great for our kids locally to start to see these clubs as an avenue to play and move up to the next level. I really hope that our community starts support more and more, so it can become an avenue for our young athletes to move up.
Maybe 30 years ago, if you wanted to watch sports, high school sports, for example, you watched baseball, basketball, and football. Now, there are so many sports that are making inroads into that. Sports like, I just recently did the lacrosse championship. We had a huge crowd for those games. That's not a sanctioned sport. I mean, they play at the club levels in those, but the number of teams has increased drastically. Kids in Oregon are playing competitive rugby in high school. The soccer program, you can see how that's grown in the high schools. So there has been a diversification of sports, and you're seeing a lot more of these sports starting to succeed.
Yeah, it's great. I love the fact that we we have such a diverse sports community here in the U.S. Where I grew up, you either played soccer or you played volleyball, maybe did a little bit of basketball or swimming, you know, but that was it. There's just so many options. The structure is here. It's a no-brainer to take advantage of the full, you know.
You have
different options.
exposure to teams from all around the world. What's the state of soccer, the national team in America? What's the state of the? I mean, we're watching the women's team right
Yes.
now, and they're ranked #1 in the world, and they're playing very well. What's the state of the men's team? They didn't even qualify for the last Olympics.
Yeah, and well, the last World Cup there, that was a big disappointment for the soccer fans here in the U.S. for sure. Right now, though, the men's national team is playing in the Gold Cup, which they perform very well in. So yes, the women are the best. They will have some tough competition in the World Cup for sure, but the men, I hope the men do well as well during the Gold Cup here in the next few weeks.
We're just about ready to start. Let me ask you a last question on
Sure.
Why are the American women so good?
You know, it's a great question. If you want to really talk about it, I think it's about Title IX when when
More
we started
opportunity.
more opportunity, and then you know, you don't have girls football, you have you know, girls soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of girls soccer players we have in the U.S. is so large compared to the rest of the world. So I think the pool of talent is much bigger.
All right, the referees are back out on the field. We're about ready to start the second half here. Again, our score, PDXFC nothing, and FCM Portland nothing. Each one of the linesmen just ran down to the goalie. What are they doing down there?
So they're checking for holes on the nets, right? Imagine somebody scores a goal, and it's right on the top corner, and the ball goes through the net. Nobody saw that there was a hole in the net, and now there's no VAR, and now both teams are fighting about it. So they're just checking for the nets, make sure they're in good conditions, that there are no surprises.
45 minutes of action left in a scoreless tie. Boggs Field at Kiggins Bowl. You're watching Oregon Sports Beat. I'm Dave Hall along with JB Cunha. Peter Prescott kicks it back. FCM will start with the ball. Let me know, JB, if you see any change in strategy right off the bat here. If either team has made a correction right off the bat. There's the ball sent way, way forward. FCM comes up with it.
Looks like we might have had a substitution in goal for PDXFC. I don't think it's Zachary there anymore.
Remember what I told you, their normal starting goalie, and let me get his name for you. That's Marcus Dickerson, was late. They said he was going to be late getting to the game, and that's why Zachary Nelson was in goal. I suspect that is Marcus Dickerson.
Yeah.
He's number 0, and I just looked. He has a jacket on over his uniform, but I think the jacket has a 0 on the back. So Marcus Dickerson now in goal. That is who that is.
For PDXFC, yeah.
Thanks for joining us here on Oregon Sports Beat. I'll give you more information in a while about those 2 upcoming events. The Greater St. Helens League Boys All-Star Game coming up on Sunday night here on Oregon Sports Beat at 7. And then the latter part of July, and we'll give you the exact dates on that, the Oregon Open Championship will be played, semifinals and finals, and we'll get you that. You can go to OregonSportsBeat.com. Right now it's action here on the field in a scoreless tie. I was looking down my roster just to make sure, and I think the goalie for PDX Dickerson, I think he's the oldest player on their team. I think he's almost 30. Our producer Ryan Johnson's been playing. He's playing in an over 40 league now that he just turned 40, and I've heard him talk about the rigors of that.
Yeah, you know, as a goalkeeper, typically you're able to stay in a game a little bit longer. It's not unusual for you to see goalkeepers play well into their, late 30s, sometimes even 40s.
I was watching a TV show the other day, and Tim Howard was on there. He's retiring at the end of this year, and I believe he is 39.
Yeah,
he's of course, the goalkeeper for the U.S. national team.
Yeah, the USA has historically had great goalkeepers for men's soccer.
Right. Before that, the goalkeeper for the U.S. team was a guy who played his college ball at the University of Portland, Casey Keller.
Casey Keller.
PDX in the dark uniforms with the white lettering. They are moving from our right to our left.
Here's Bernardo again with those long throws across half field.
The goalie that time wound up and threw the ball across midfield. I don't mean kicked it across. I mean threw it across.
This is the third time this game has done that.
We have played 5 minutes here in the second half. We have 40 minutes of action left. The field now is completely in the shade, and I can tell you it's considerably cooler. I got my coat on.
Yeah. I'm sure the players won't be complaining about the weather today. It's beautiful out here.
Would you rather play in 70 degrees or in 95 degrees?
Oh, man. Definitely 70 degrees.
There's a throw into the middle, a little chip just wide left.
Here comes that long throw in again. We'll chase his name down, but it's turning out to be a big weapon for FCM with those long throw-ins. Unlucky not to find the target there.
We cover high school soccer, and we covered Newport, and they had a player, and he did a flip throw. Stood on the sideline, flipped over, and then fired the ball, and got, he put it right on goal every time.
Nothing short, nothing early, Alan. Nothing in behind early.
Free kick, headed in back towards the middle and cleared out by PDX. Callahan over, ball goes out. There'll be a throw-in coming up. Throw in for PDX. PDX with the ball across midfield. A pass a little too far forward.
Again, got the ball in a good location of the field. Players making runs. Unlucky with the final pass, just lacking a little bit more quality to find that runner and get themselves a chance to take a shot on target.
Down the right side, and a cross pass. Tried to reverse the field, and that goes out. Number 16 in the game for FCM, that's Anthony Hobbs, with the ball right there in front of us.
Yeah, Hobbs is a good player. He's played abroad in Australia for many years, in New Zealand. have played against him and with him, so very solid option at the back there. Oh,
The ball in front and goes out. Oh no, kept in.
saved. Good work there to keep it inbounds.
Callahan hits the deck, no call. There's a shot and a nice save that time.
What is he calling a foul there?
Bernardo Palma with the save. There's a whistle. Did you see what the call was?
Yeah, I think after the initial save on the rebound, the referee called the foul on the forward that followed up on that shot.
Palma made a nice save on the first shot. Was down on the ground. There's a whistle. Thomas for FCM involved in that. We've had one yellow card issued in this game, and that was issued to PDX. Callahan's spending a lot of time down on the ground. He must feel like they're after him. PDX. Nice dribble that time. PDX tries to get it forward. Nice job defensively that time.
Paco, switch with Alex for a little bit. As 10, play as 10. Alex.
There's a shot
And a save.
and a save. Marcus Dickerson with a save that time. The shot might have been just a little bit wide to the right, but still Dickerson got out, deflected it away. Throw in coming up for FCM. Wait a minute, corner kick. Corner kick coming up, and Callahan will take that. See if he makes a low driving kick this time. He does. In the middle, ball kicked in there that time, but blocked. Good job defensively by PDX.
Here's Gaetan on the break.
Inside, there's a shot, and there's his goal. A goal for PDX. Nice breakaway, nice pass right in on the goal, and a score. One to nothing, PDX. Who got the goal there?
I believe it was number 8.
All right, let's see, number 8 for PDX. And number 8 is Johnny Rodas. I think you're right on that. No sooner did we mention about hitting the ball forward and the crisp passes, then that's exactly what PDX did. 3 quick passes, got it from the left side to the middle to Rodas, and Rodas just bumped it in.
Yeah, really good job by Gaetan, holding the ball just the right amount of time, finding the pass down the lane. And then after that, ooh, what a chance here.
Alan Gaetan. So the goal at the 11-minute mark to number 8, Johnny Rodas. First score of the game, PDX 1, FCM nothing. I think there was a whistle that time. There was a free kick for FCM, and as they come forward. And we finally have a goal in this game. It's by PDX. I mentioned in the first half, these teams have already played twice. FCM Portland won the first match 3-0. PDX won the second 2-1. Couple of blocks. Nice job defensively that time. Number 17, Anthony Hebert.
Here's a goal scorer again.
Oh, nice
Breaking
dribble.
away.
In the middle. There's a shot and scooped up. Scooped up by the goalie, Bernardo Palma. Again, though, a couple of sharp, crisp passes got that ball right in front for PDX.
FCM has numbers going forward here.
It was 6-4. Now FCM gets a couple of more, I'm sorry, PDX gets a couple more players forward. There's a shot and a save. Down at his knees, scooped it up.
Yeah, Marcus almost let that go right in front of Paco there. Good job on recovering quickly.
Marcus Dickerson, and he heads that ball away, all the way out at the 20-yard line. FCM, and there's a sliding save by the goalie, takes that away. We got a foul. We had a free kick coming up over there for FCM. Is that what we have?
PDX not happy about the call. Players arguing with the referee.
But it is a free kick. Wall sets up.
Ryan Middleton about to take that.
Chipped it forward. There's a header, and it's back, blocked partially. A shot on goal. That was blocked and saved by the goalie.
Good save by the goalie there. Hard shot on the ground. Did well to react and push it away.
That hard shot by the FCM, that was number 7, Alex White. Nice save by Marcus Dickerson. We're back in midfield, FCM throw in.
Lots of space for Ryan here.
And out in front, Dickerson comes out and gets that. Ryan Middleton in the action that time, number 23 out there on the 40-yard line. Middleton and Callahan were 2 players from last year's team that went to the national semifinals. I had a chance to interview Ryan Middleton. He's from southern England. There's a hard kick, and down on the ground and scooped it up is Dickerson.
Yeah, PDX collapsed a little bit too deep that time, giving a chance for an open shot on goal from just outside of the box. Didn't strike too well, easy for the keeper to save it.
When you're ahead 1-0, does that change, both for the offensive and defensive teams, does that change your thinking at all? You get a 1-0 lead at this stage of the game. Do you try to sit on it, or you?
Yeah, that can be dangerous sometimes. You don't want to get too complacent. A 1-0 lead in soccer is really nothing, right? For the team that's behind, though, creates a little more urgency, of course. They're behind, especially for FCM. They want to get the win here so they can afford a tie on the last game of the season to make it to the playoffs. So if you're FCM here, you definitely want to start working and get back, get that score level
A loss,
again.
if FCM were to lose, a loss doesn't preclude them from the playoffs, but it means they have to win next week. A tie here they could tie next week and still make the playoffs. But they can't afford to lose this game and lose next week.
That's right.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, I believe if they win here today, they can play for a tie next week.
Right.
If they don't win today, they have to win next week.
Right. Okay. And I'm not guessing on that. That came directly from Sergio Medel, the coach of FCM. In the middle, just outside. FCM tried to get the ball in there for a shot right in the middle. There's a shot, and there's another goal for PDX. A long shot from the outside and a goal.
What a beautiful goal that was. You'll be happy about that.
All right, you got the goal scorer?
I'll see his number here in just a moment.
Okay. That coming at 19 minutes into the second half. 8 minutes after the last goal.
I believe that was number 14, Billy Garton.
All right, there it is, number 14, Billy Garton with the goal.
Great finish.
Johnny Rodis on the first goal, Billy Garton on this goal, 2-0 now. PDX with the lead. We've now played 20 minutes. We've got 25 left to go. FCM needs to start thinking about some kind of offensive production.
Yeah, Paco working really hard to make things happen here for FCM. He's getting involved in both ends, offense and defense. Just can't get frustrated here.
You have to be careful pressing forward on offense that you don't forget somebody's got to stay back there and cover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, long throw.
Yeah, both fullbacks for FCM have long throws. On this side, you have Anthony Hobbs. The other side, you got number 21.
Brandon McCurtain.
Right.
PDX will send the ball back. Dangerous pass then. And 2-0 our score.
Looks like Coach Sergio Medel is considering a few changes. We've got a couple of players warming up here on the sideline for FCM.
PDX with the ball. And a flag up.
Yeah, looks like a slide and tackle, called a foul there. Taken quickly by FCM.
And that goes out. Throw in coming up for FCM. Ryan Callahan with the ball. I'm sorry, no, that was Paco. There's a ball in the middle. A header back towards the goalie. Got to be careful you don't knock it in your own net then.
Yeah. Good job there by number 7 for FCM to keep that ball alive.
All right, we're halfway through the second half, 2-0. 2 goals, 8 minutes apart by PDX. Ball at midfield, and now PDX comes forward. Bernardo Palma with the kick. Here comes PDX forward down the right wing. Now they turn it around.
Yeah, PDXFC feeling a little more comfortable on the ball now. Connecting a few more passes.
Keep going.
Middleton, the ball goes out of bounds. Brian Middleton, I'm sorry, that's not Middleton, that's 16.
That's Anthony Hobbs.
Hobbs. A couple of substitutions are going to come in the game. Looks like number 8 and number 11 are coming in.
Chris. Hey, Peter, you're going to center back.
Is that who that is? Adrian Rubio and Javier Figueroa. We don't have numbers on those 2 players.
Yeah. Looks like it's Chris, the center back, coming out, and one of the wide players there. Perhaps there's a bit of a shift in the formation for FCM, taking a defender out to put an attacking player.
Coming out, let's see, that's number 21. That's Brandon McCurtain, and number 3, Christopher Linz. So a couple of substitutions in for FCM. Yeah, I'm looking at my roster, and we got numbers on everybody else. That's who that has to be.
Yeah.
Adrian Rubio and Javier Figueroa.
Bet you're right.
All right, flag is up. We're under 20 minutes left to go here. Towards the middle, nobody there. Goalie will pick that up. Bernardo De Palma. You know, when we did our TV show, I asked some of the players, do you get paid? And they both chuckled. I'm not sure if that was a sore subject or not, but.
You know, I honestly, I don't know. I'd be pleasantly surprised if they were, getting paid. Yeah.
This is the National Premier Soccer League. There are leagues all over the United States. This is the Northwest Conference that we're looking at here. They have a national championship at the end of the year. They have 2 semifinal games and a final. And we mentioned FCM went to the semifinals last year. A little under 18 minutes left to go in this game. 2-0, PDX. Nice passing that time. There's the ball goes forward. PDX doesn't seem to be sending as many players forward. They got a 2-0 lead. Seem to be keeping more defenders back. You can see there. That time they only sent 2 players forward.
Absolutely. Just adjusting to the game. They got the lead. They don't need to bring bodies forward. They seem to have a few fast runners, doing a good job keeping possession and creating chances on counter. So that's all they need right now.
And that ball's going to go out. It'll be a throw-in coming up. "16 minutes left to go in this game. 2-0, PDX. Both second half goals here. There's a collision. Flag is up also.
No card by the referee there. That could have been a yellow card.
Ryan Callahan will take the kick. There's a kick, a header, and knocked away, way up in the air. Callahan kicks it high up in the air again. Boy, it's been a while since the ball hit the ground.
Yeah. Here's the counter.
Forward, PDX. Tries to get in the middle, looks for help. Knocked down, the ball still is loose in front. Tried to get a shot off in there. Palma came out and kicked it away, but that was a dangerous play right in front.
Yeah, so referee did a good job giving the advantage on the first foul. And then on the continuation of the play, the forward got pulled down right before he got the shot off. Referee called a PK.
Penalty kick coming up here, and it's for PDX. Palma hasn't gotten back in goal yet. What's the number of the player taking the penalty kick? Can you see that?
Let's see.
Kind of a little difficult angle right here for us, but 9?
Number 9.
Okay. Number 9 to take the kick, the penalty kick. There's the whistle, approaches the ball, kick, and it is through and a goal. Number 9, that's Alan Gayton. 3-0. 3 different goal scorers. Johnny Rodas the first, Billy Garten the second. This is Alan Gayton.
And here's Allen again scoring for his team after notching an important goal in the past fixture.
That coming with about 14 minutes left to go in this game. And now it's 3-0.
Patrick, come to the left fullback. Go to the left side.
Substitute coming into the game for PDX. That's number 10. Let's see on our list here. Well, we don't have a number 10. Coaches gave us our rosters beforehand and filled out all the numbers. I don't see a 10 on there. No, this is the FCM. FCM with the ball, down 3 to nothing.
Lots of runners. PDX content with just keeping possession of the ball here. No hurry to go forward.
PDX got off to a slow start this season to start the season, but they've been playing very well as of late. As I mentioned, they lost that early game to FCM 3 to nothing, and then came back and won the last game 2-1. With the ball in front, and there's
It's another penalty kick.
another penalty kick, I think. They're in the box, right?
Yes, it is. And a yellow card.
A yellow card, penalty kick.
Yep, I believe a yellow card there for number 2 of FCM.
Peter Prescott.
And it looks like Allen is going to take the penalty again.
Okay. The yellow card goes to Peter Prescott, FCM. On the kick, it's going to be Alan Gayton again, number 9. Bernardo Palma in the net. Sets. Waiting for the referee whistle. All right, everybody's set. There's the whistle. Gayton forward, the kick, and in the net. Another goal for PDX. Second goal of the game, second penalty kick for Alan Gayton. That coming with 9:46 left to play here, and it's now 4 to nothing PDX. Boy, after the first half of play, I would have never guessed we'd be at this score right now.
Yeah, on the pitch, the game is much more balanced. PDX definitely did a much better job taking care of the ball in the final third, connecting the final passes, and creating those chances.
Off on the side. Hobbs sends it in the middle, cleared away.
Looks like a corner kick. The referee says no foul.
Well, all right, it is a corner kick. Callahan, the shot blocked. Feedback. Thomas right in front. Goalie came out, slid, took the ball. Thomas jumped over the goalie. Goalie has it and going to send it forward.
Yeah, that play looked a little bit rehearsed to me. They looked like they knew exactly what they were doing, playing the corner short to create a chance for Paco in the near post.
Exactly. And that goes out. Be a throw-in coming up. Throw-in for FCM.
Things getting a little heated out there. Allen and Moises getting into it a little bit.
There's a shot wide left. Thomas that time with the shot. You mentioned earlier he was trying to do everything. He was clearly trying to do it all right there.
He pretty much did it all. He created a turnover himself. He created the space for the shot and took the shot and almost got a deflection in there. So
exactly. Came down, cleared out space for him, turned around, fired a shot.
You always like when your forwards can play defense and not only, you know, put the chances away, but also create chances for themselves and others. So Paco trying to do a little bit of everything today.
PDX right back down in front. And they'll send the ball back. Nothing wrong with running off some time right now.
On you, one on.
FCM will come forward. Almost stole the ball away that time.
Good pressure by Moises there.
FCM with the ball. Tried to get it in the middle. Can't. Back out to midfield. 6:10 left to go here. By the way, the time we're giving you is unofficial, but it should be pretty close. Boggs Field at Kiggins Bowl. This is NPSl action, the National Premier Soccer League. Our score, PDX 4, FCM nothing. It was 0-0 at halftime. JB, PDX still coming forward. They've got a lot of players forward.
You know, they adjusted well in the second half. They changed a few things around. I don't see Takumi out there anymore. Oh, here comes a chance.
In front, a shot and a save, dived on the ball that time, Dickerson.
Yeah,
that
good
looked
job.
like their best scoring opportunity.
Yeah, for the second half, for sure. Keeper once again doing well to save the first shot and then quickly composing himself to make sure he didn't let the ball loose.
Right. Doesn't help you make a great save and you knock the rebound right back out to the guy who drills it in.
That's right. Keepers are always instructed to push the ball into a space where there's no danger. So right, not back into the middle of the action, but always
right
to a side. But the best option is no rebound at all.
And that's what happened that time. Free kick coming up. 3:48 left to go here in this game. Towards the middle. And the goalie came out, got his hands up. Way outside, there's a shot, goal. FCM with a goal. Goalie came out, got his hands up way away from the net. The ball trickled off to the left side and a goal.
Looks like it was Paco who scored that. Number 10.
Number 10 with the goal, Paco Thomas. That coming at the 42-minute mark. 3 minutes to play. There won't be a shutout today. And the goalie that time he got so far out, got his hands up and didn't control the rebound. It got free, and Thomas drilled it in from the left.
Yeah, this time the keeper came out a little too far, let the ball slip, and Paco did a great job to react to it and tuck it away. Not too happy about that.
Right, you can see the goaltender, he slapped himself in the head.
Yeah, but
what was I doing?
I'm sure he'll be happy with the win still.
Right.
Nothing guaranteed, though. Still plenty of time. You never know.
Taken away, FCM. Whoop. We had a player down.
I'm not sure if he called the foul. Oh, he did. It looks like there was a card as well.
All right, we'll get the number on the injured player.
Yeah, number 5 there.
All right, for PDX, it's number 5. And let's see here who we got. Patrick Strauss.
Yeah, he's already jogging back to position. He's okay.
Okay. Free kick coming up for PDX. That ball goes out. Throw in coming up. And Strauss is going to handle the throw in. PDX with the ball. And still with the ball. Strauss sends it back down along the left sideline. And they'll send it all the way to the back and start over. 1:55 left to go here in the game. And that's going to, oh, it did go out. Callahan sends it back. Gets the ball back in midfield, sends it forward. Thomas in the middle looking for the ball. Now it's headed back. And that cleared. Clock didn't start, did it?
No, I think we're probably right at the 45-minute mark at this point.
Yeah, I think
Not
you're right.
sure how much time the referee is going to give.
Right.
As
we're very
extra
close to
time.
the end. The clock was at 1:57 and didn't start back up, so I'm not sure on the time, but we're very close. 4-1 our score. PDXFC leads FCM Portland. There's a long kick forward. A collision, a whistle. We have a player who's down.
Looks like Paco. Oh, taken quickly.
That's Thomas who's down. He hasn't gotten up. Now he's up. With the ball, in fact. A couple of turn moves that time. Off to Callahan. There's a ball in the middle. There's a header away. Throw in coming up quickly, FCM. And they throw that ball towards the middle, headed away.
Referee look at his watch.
That's it. That's the end of the game. Our final score here at Boggs Field and Kiggins Bowl, it is PDXFC 4, FCM Portland 1. Let me recap the scoring for you. All of it coming in the second half. 4 goals for PDXFC. The first by number 8, Johnny Rodas. That came at 11 minutes into the second half. Second goal by number 14, Billy Garton. That came 8 minutes later at the 19-minute mark. And then the last 2 goals for PDX both on penalty kicks, one at 31 minutes and one at 36 minutes, both of those by number 9, Alan Gayton. It looked like it might be a shutout, but FCM Portland didn't get on the board. 3 minutes before the end of the game, a goal by number 10, Paco Thomas, and that made our final score 4-1. JB, your final thoughts?
Well, I think it was a very similar game. Both teams approached with a 4-3-3 formation, and PDX did a good job adjusting at the halftime and took care of those final passes to create those final chances, and ultimately got 2 PKs awarded to them, which always helps. But I think they did a good job adjusting that second half, and that made the difference in my opinion.
All right, we know now that FCM is going to have to win their last game in order to make the playoffs. Coach Sergio Medel told us that, and so that's the way it's looking right now.
Yeah, and if you're FCM, in my opinion, today was a game that you're definitely going to talk about, but you really got to focus on the last game of the season. One last game, but everything to play for. Despite losing here 4-1, nobody likes that, but they still have given themselves a great season and a great shot at playoffs, so we got to focus on what's coming.
All right, got some people we want to thank. We want to thank both head coaches, head coach Luke Babson of PDXFC and head coach Sergio Medel of FCM Portland. Our crew tonight, our cameraman and our producer Ryan Johnson, our director and our engineer Jim Thompson, my broadcast partner tonight, JB Cunha. And JB, great job tonight. Hope to see you again, and good luck on all that futsal stuff that you got going on. I want to remind everybody the 2 big things that are coming up here on Oregon Sports Beat. The first one is this coming Sunday night. We'll have the Clark County Senior All-Star Boys Soccer Game that's hosted by the Washington Timbers, and it features the top high school talent in the area. That game starts at 7 o'clock right here live on Oregon Sports Beat. Go to our website, OregonSportsBeat.com, to get more information on that. And then I want to let you know that beginning next month, the end of next month, Oregon's top teams are going to battle for the Men's Open Championship, the Oregon Open Cup. And that'll feature the top men's soccer teams from around the state. We may see some of these teams tonight in that. And the Oregon Sports Beat will be covering all the games. So you can go to OregonSportsBeat.com again, and you can get more information on that. So thanks for joining us here tonight at Boggs Field at Kiggins Bowl. I'm Dave Hall. Our final score in National Premier Soccer League action. It was PDXFC 4, FCM Portland 1. Good night, everybody.